latest invention or a discovery they should know. Devika ji.
Okay. All right. Let's come to claim number 2 by Pakistan. And this is where it gets really interesting because, of course, they can doctor the ID cards of their terrorists and say that this is a family man, this is a religious cleric. Fine. Okay. Claim number 2. Pakistan has been caught circulating doctored images to falsely claimed strikes on Indian air bases. One such example involves a circulated image of the Jammu Airport, which shows extensive damage. However, Damien Symon, widely regarded as one of the most credible experts on satellite imagery, has now confirmed that the image in question is both manipulated and predates the time frame of May 9th, 2025. I'm going to put this out on our screens as well if I can. If I can show to our viewers what are the doctored images that have been put out by Pakistan versus what's the reality as far as independent sources like Damien Symon are concerned. Let's put this out quickly on our screens for us to explain to our viewers quickly. So, as far as Jammu Airport is concerned, okay, we're on Udhampur Airport. Let's stay on Udhampur Airport so that I can address that. This is imagery that was released by a Chinese firm that suggests damage at a structure within India's Udhampur Airport, Jammu Airport. And what's really interesting is that as far as the Jammu Airport is concerned, in the before and after images, or rather the manipulated image, whoever has made this for Pakistan has put black dots where the damage has happened. I wish we could show this to our viewers somehow on the screens, but never mind. You'll be able to find this online, viewers, what I'm talking about. Literally, they've taken a satellite image of the Jammu Airport and they've put black dots. This is, someone who's in their initial training on Photoshop has helped them out with this, wherein they've just tried to show that there is some explosion that has taken place, that Pakistan has hit us at the Jammu Airport on 4 different locations. But I'm being told that this is the, yes, so that's the image, viewers, that I'm talking about, this before and after image. All right, so you can see that on 11th May, which was just yesterday, no damage whatsoever. But Pakistan has released this photograph that you can see on your screens right now, where you can see those 4 black spots that are supposed to be a bomb blast. Excellent. Versus the actual satellite imagery that has now been released of what is the damage, the extent of damage that India has caused at Pakistan's Bulori airspace, that India has caused at Pakistan's Sargodha airbase, that India has caused at Pakistan's Jacobabad airbase and at the Noor Khan airbase. Genuine satellite imagery, all from the same source. Let me take that forward with Major General P.K. Sehgal. Major General P.K. Sehgal, in this era of misinformation and disinformation, how crucial is it for us to sit and undertake this exercise of actually explaining to the world that, listen, here is the actual evidence. This is the damage that India has caused, and for good reason. We've not just gone and attacked the Pakistani military bases for no reason. That's not where we started from. We started from targeting terror campsites. Our Indian forces on a daily basis have been extremely clear, Major General P.K. Sehgal, in putting this out, in reiterating this fact that our war was with terror. We wanted to hit the terrorist targets. You got involved. You involved your military, and now you've suffered the damage. So, so Major General P.K. Sehgal, how crucial is it for us to fight this misinformation?
Misinformation, disinformation is a weapon of war. And Pakistan is trying to use this as a weapon of war, but given the present day communication, given the present day visuals, satellites, etc., the entire world knows that it's absolute fakery of the ultimate variety. In our briefings, we have categorically demonstrated and shown to the world physical evidence of what it was in each of the air bases and what it is now. The world realizes this, the people of Pakistan realize this, the people of Pakistan know that the country always and every time is a liar of the ultimate variety. When they were losing the 48 war, they kept saying they were winning. When they're losing the 65 war, they kept saying they're winning. When they lost the 71 war, they kept saying initially that they're winning. When they lost the 1999 Kargil war, they kept saying that they're winning. Even now, if you heard what Shahbaz Sharif said, he said for the first time ever, we've given India a beating of the variety that they've never seen before. And what has happened is actually we completely, absolutely, virtually wiped out Pakistan in 4 days. The entire world is stunned to see the resilience, the professionalism, and the competence of the Indian Army, and the wonderful jointness, integration, and coordination between the three services, and the super absolutely backing up by the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Economic Affairs, External Affairs, and the Home Affairs. Such sort of a thing has never been seen before. What India has been able to do in 4 days, I'm afraid no army in the world, whether it's the American army or the Israeli army or the Russian army or the Chinese army, can ever do a thing like this. And we used indigenous technologies to completely fool Pakistanis. They launched 700 drones and several missiles. Not one of them succeeded in hitting our assets. We carried out missile attacks against BrahMos missiles, Scalp missiles, Skype missiles, Hammer missiles, against their air bases, against the terrorist network of 9. And we also launched drones. Not one of them was intercepted. Not one of us was detected. And all of them reached their targets with absolute critical, I will say, precision. Our precision attacks again is something that the world is again stunned. Only 2 countries in the world have demonstrated the capacity to do what we've done, Israel and America. Russia claims similar capability, but they've been more often than not wavered as far as Ukraine is concerned. We demonstrated that we carried out attacks against 9 terrorist hubs. No civilian damage, no military damage. Damage only occurred to the installation that we targeted. BrahMos, as well as other missiles of ours, Scalp missiles, Hammer missile, Skype missile, hit the targets with an accuracy of ±1 meter. We used indigenous systems like the NewsX. We were not dependent on the GPS, whose frequencies are known the world over. Nor did we get onto the Chinese model or to the Russian model. We used indigenous NewsX system. The Pakistanis couldn't detect, the Chinese couldn't detect, the Americans couldn't detect. Nobody could help Pakistan. And in 4 days, we actually wiped out the military capability and the potential of Pakistan. Pakistan is devastated to an extent that I don't think it can rise up as a nation worthwhile being called a military power for the next 15 to 20 years. The damage is so huge and so intense that they actually ran to America and saying with a begging bowl, come save us from the wrath of India. And India has categorically told them, as far as we are concerned, Operation Sindoor is not ended, it's still ongoing. And it now depends how you react and what is going to be your future course of action. We also told them that there's a mega paradigm shift. Hereafter, any attempt or any terrorist activity launched from Pakistan against India will be considered an act of war, and the retribution will be very punitive and very swift and even harsher than what has been demonstrated now. We've been extremely transparent, and Pakistan on the other side has been completely fooling its people and trying to fool the rest of the world. The rest of the world in the present day environment cannot be fooled. If you see, there are 79 Muslim countries and Arab countries, 57 Muslim countries and 22 Arab countries.
Yes.
Except for Turkey, Pakistan has not been given backing by anybody whatsoever. Eight of these countries are given the highest civilian award to our Prime Minister Modi. And the leadership that was displayed by Prime Minister, leading from the front, the decision-making capability, the political will, the world has never seen before. The previous governments neither have. Then in the 11 years, he's prepared the Indian Army in a very major way. We've undergone modernization.
Okay. Okay, we want to address a few